There we go. Ah, god damn it. Before the Scourge came, I had a great business. I bought and sold everything. Everything. My prices were insane. Ask anyone. Anyone that isn't dead. Do you have my receipt book? I can't wait to get back to business. There it is. And oh my, I forgot how full it was. This is a glorious day, Gork. Stupendous. Extremely good, I say. Insanely good, I say. Hi, Gorik. Are you to buy or maybe sell something? Won't find better prices anywhere. Or my name isn't Augustus Attached. Yes, Augustus, I'd like to do business. I'm not quite sure on the benefit of him. Suppose you could... He doesn't do repairs, does he? No. But you could at least vendor trash to him. And then you don't want that you go sell. So you could say grind here for an extended period. Or you could just be less a hoarder and it wouldn't matter. So, you know, less like me. Oh.
You need something?
Don't be alarmed. While my griffins may not be entirely whole, they will still carry you faithfully to your destination. Tell me, which tower do you seek?
See you later. Hello.
North Pass. Purple. Purple haze. Well, yeah, that is basically the entrance to Stormwind, just...
What can I do for you?
Not sure how to level him up further. I'll just keep questing with him out, and that's all I can do. There is add-on. Play on the fact that you can't go into... that this is expansion territory. But the trees look awfully healthy here. Again, I guess the idea of the Ghostlands hadn't been established yet. So... yeah, the idea of the Ghostlands hadn't been established yet. So... the trees end up looking healthier because of that. Patrol seem to be doing okay. Goddamn E-scouts are obnoxious. Fleeing from the get-go. And another one. That's a hatch. Yeah, it's possible that they ate a ghoul and that's why they got that issues. Okay, I wasn't able to save my squire. Of course it does. Because of accidentally divine shielding, hand protecting myself, I now can't. Couldn't divine shield. Hmm. Gonna be honest, I'm really not caring about doing these quests right now. I kind of just want to do dungeons, because that's what I need to do. Okay, I'm gonna play a little longer, then I'm going to stop and do some editing. Excuse me. Okay, heal up. Oh, that's the infiltrator they meant. I got confused. Because the way the conversation went, guy was asking if I was doing that quest, and I was saying the Heya, and so I was like, yeah, I want a group for it. They were like saying, still have to kill the infiltrator. Infiltrator? Nord. I haven't got one for there yet. It ended up sounding like a different quest that they wanted to work on first.
I need to target some
So,
first.
okay, where the hell is he? Yeah, he's in here.
I can't catch that.
When they just said north, I thought they meant the like Scourge area, north of the Undercroft. So it was a miscommunication on a and misunderstanding on a few fronts.
I'm out of range. Recharging. Greetings.
Hmm. Oh god.
That's still that spell isn't ready yet. I can't cancel it. That's still
God damn it. Seriously, 2 minutes to run back. Whatever. Hmm. Something to talk about on the way back. I've seen people complaining about like, oh, all anime is, X, Y, and Z. It's kind of hard to say all anime is X, Y, or Z. Like, a common thing I've seen is people complaining like, oh, it's just fan service for, boys and shit like this. But that's not true. Broad strokes, there's four genres, four age categories for. Well, there's four like demographics they service. Well, they service more than these four demographics, but I think these are like the primary groupings: shonen, shoujo, seinen, and then josei. Shonen is very common. Your My Hero Academia, the Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, all shonen. For shoujo, you're looking at Pretty Cure. You're looking at your Pretty Cure. You're looking at Cardcap Sakura. You're looking at your Oron Host Club. You're you're looking at them. So shonen is aimed at boys. Shoujo is aimed at girls. Seinen is aimed at older guys, men. So it's like Berserk. Um, you're looking at Berserk. You're looking at Fist of the North Star. You're looking at. My mind is blanking. Mm. Then you have Josei, and my examples of it are poor. I haven't read too many Josei, or if they were Josei, I just didn't realize they were. And I honestly haven't had the best experiences with Josei. I've remember reading two distinctly. I know I've read more. I probably read a few more, but of the two I can be sure I read, and Josei is aimed at adult women. Well, they were romance, and one of them centered around a chick. She marries a dude, and like it's a medieval fantasy kind of thing. And she marries a dude, and she, wants to have know, a relationship as you'd expect of a husband and wife, but he doesn't talk to her. They go days without speaking, and he's not around. Um, she's isolated there in the castle. In the end, her brother comes to bring her home because she's just having a shit life there. And he throws the brother out and just outright rapes her. People in the comments, or maybe it was my own conjecture, is just like, it's possible that there was a logic behind him, not, having the first night with her. Apparently she was kind of sickly. So it could have been if you get pregnant, you could die, and kind of fear of that. But like basically, everything he did could have a reasonable beyond that final note, could have a reasonable answer to it. It's just he never communicated to her at fucking all, and then he rapes her. Male lead, who you're to cheer for. Maybe not at this point, but you're to cheer for him at some point. That was my fear, because the amount of romance novels aimed at women that are very rapey, and it's the good rape. I want to rip my own eyes out. But what I mean by that is, the dude's hot, so it's fine. He's rich, so it's fine. Makes me tingle, so it's fine. It's really weird. Like, it just is a fetish thing. It doesn't really matter. It just... they uh, my grievance is basically like, you have a rape fetish. Oh no, I don't. It's fine because X, Y, and Z. He raped her. It's rape fetish. Just, accept it. Don't dodge around it. Accept it. Warlord Trash Engine. Zul'Brin Warp Branch. But,
I need to get closer.
yeah, you can get help from these. I'm sure it'll get up again like your kin over there. But, anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I've seen, like, a lot of willful blindness centered around that. Like, if that's what you're into, that's fine. Just be honest about it. But, you know, they kind of, they just won't be. So it's just frustrating. Um, but yeah, it just, as far as I could tell from the description of the piece, he was gonna be the male lead at some point. But it's just like, I'm sorry, there's no real way back for him. I don't care how rich he is or about his title, he's a fucking rapist. Excuse me. I don't care about how rich he is or about his fucking title, he's a fucking rapist.
It's too far away. I need to get closer. I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
Oh, there's the infiltrator. Huh. Ooh. Infected spawn if you stand on the graves. Will more weapons go off? Fucking knockdown. Here, tank him for a bit. But yeah, that was one of the Josai works I saw that I can remember as a Josai work.
You need something? Have a good one.
Ooh. Wither touch. Is stamina and spirit. But, anyway. He's got the quest! A lesson in grace.
See you later.
Through your teachings, I feel more connected to life than ever. I'm starting to understand the role. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I'll finish that thought in a sec. The role of a paladin is to embrace mercy as much as it is to hone their martial prowess. Inspired. You're feeling inspired. Oh, I guess let you know he's done. I will consider this lesson well and apply what I've learned to bolster our allies.
See you around.
Your squire has grown in skill venturing alongside you.
Be careful.
+5 int. Sure, no foe can stand against us.
Greetings. For the Alliance.
I feel that I'll learn so much in so short a time. Don't think anyone could ever be ready to face what I intend to face, but it feels ready as I'll ever be. What say you, Gurik? Shall we go and end this fight? Not sure where to begin, but I suspect we'll find clues somewhere in the eastern Plaguelands. We should probably start in areas where the cult of the damned congeals.
See you around.
So let's just try and escape. But yeah, I've seen too many romance novels and stuff aimed at women that try and well, they want the bad boy, and then they make him irredeemable, but you know, still want you to like him, and that's a dance I can't do. Wow, he actually did a pretty solid heal. 920. That's less than I do, but it's not by too much. Respectable. Good job, Cuthbert. What's the name of the name of a pope or a bishop or something? I remember hearing that in something. I just remember what. Anyway, but yeah, I've seen too many romance novels aimed at women that have like irredeemable male protags that you're meant to like, but how can you? Like, it's just like, he's a complete piece of shit. I want to choke him to death. Ugh. Like I often end up reading romance aimed at guys, romance aimed at girls. More than a little bit of yaoi. But, no, I haven't really been into Yuri. But, I like the characters to at least be somewhat likable. I remember reading one yaoi, and the guy, the taller guy, the more masculine guy, starts grabbing the other dude in the face, and the other dude's like, you know, what the fuck, and tries to push him away. The older, more masculine dude starts wailing that you don't get to touch, only I touch, and expected and demanded an apology from the other guy whose face he just grabbed. He was whining like a little bitch. I wanted to put him, this guy that was at least a foot taller than me, over my fucking lap and spank him since he's gonna act like that. Not really. I wanted to probably run him over with a car, but I wanted to say it that way because I was also imagining using a frying pan instead of my hand. But God, he was so obnoxious. I had to just stop reading it right there. Ugh. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, I've seen so many romance novels and stuff with just like irritating or irredeemable male leads. And as far as I could get of the description of that one Josai piece, that was the male lead. I think the idea of it was, though, that they were two fucked up people, and that they'd, you know, weren't to get along, but honestly, the descriptions on a lot of the pieces I read were kind of fucked up, and sometimes they didn't even describe the piece that you end up reading. Sometimes they're barely even connected. Sometimes it's perfect description, but other times they're barely even connected. It's kind of gibberish. But, so yeah. A lot of romance novels I've seen aimed at women, but irredeemable male leads, like utterly repugnant individuals. And like, if that does it for you, that's fine. It's my thing is just like, you know, actually acknowledge it as such. I've seen them being, you know, glossing over that. You know, oh, I want my own Christian Grey. He's a rapist. He's a rapist. He literally threatens them and threatens her in their first sexual encounter, blackmailing her. I mean, not blackmailing, but certainly threatening her. Then he punishes her for not wanting to fuck in front of his parents. BDSM is both safe, sane, and consensual. I'm not even into it, and I know that much. It's both safe, sane, and consensual. And ultimately, the person with all the power and the dynamic is the sub. They say, you know, the magic word, and yeah, fucking stop. It doesn't help that she's an idiot that thinks big wallet or big cock means he can do whatever. But yeah, anyway, that manga was one. Like, I've read a variety of different manga, shonen, shoujo, seinen, and probably josei, but that manga was the first, is one of the ones I actually acknowledged as josei, as I didn't tend to read those demographic charts. It's just like, oh, this seems interesting, I'll read it. This seems interesting, I'll read it. And sometimes I'll note it, but so often it was shoujo, seinen, shonen, I didn't really take too much heed. So this manga was one of the first ones I noted of being josei. And it ends up being one of them, and it's like, oh fuck. Not even Japan is safe from this, is it? Then again, a redo of Healers, really popular among women, if the order is to be believed. It's a rape revenge, where the revenge is also rape. That's the simplest way of putting redo of Healer. For example, if you don't know anything about redo of Healer, main guy ends up joining the Heroes Party as a healer, but the Heroes Party are actually whole vile people to different degrees. He's kept as a prisoner by this one chick who pretends to be a saintess in public, but she's raping him in private, torturing him in private. I think she's raping him anyway. She's torturing him and tormenting him, and one thing leads to another. He gets to get a redo, but with his later on stat line. So he's far more powerful than she is at that point. So he does onto her what she did onto him. One guy took his form and raped his childhood friend. So he had them raped and burned to death. Another chick would torture guys because she hates men. So he hands her over to some freak that had a grudge against women. And was raped to death. Or raped to insanity. One or the other. Like I said, rape revenge, where the revenge is often rape. If the order is to be believed, and the translations from some randos online are to be believed, it's very popular among women. So, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that thing was like the first josei. But first thing I noted as a josei was one of them. So I was like, fuck, and just kind of steered clear of them a bit. But then the next thing I acknowledged as josei and took a risk on was fine, at least so far anyway. God, I hate these guys. The thing, I don't remember what this one was called either, but it was a awkward romance between a dude. Basically, this chick streams. This guy's an office worker. He enjoys her streams, but she doesn't know that he knows. They both meet up at a coffee shop. She doesn't know that he knows she's a streamer. He's just a guy at the coffee shop to her. They talk a little. He ends up giving her some good advice at one point. But that's it. Like they're like acquaintances, basically. He knows she's a streamer. She doesn't know that he knows, but the cafe people know that he has a crush on her. And they're encouraging him to talk to her, but I can't remember if he doesn't know what to say, he's nervous, whatever. And it seemed like a pretty fine thing, romance so far. I was partially waiting for him to, lose himself to male lust and just force himself on her. But at least in the 2 chapters I saw, that didn't happen. Ugh. Eh. Maybe I shouldn't have given up. Maybe I should have fought him for it, but whatever. The idea I missed out on Arcane Crystal. It's like a kick in the teeth. Fuck you. God damn, you're profoundly annoying. But yeah, I kind of went on in circle there. Basically, I only remember reading, for sure, 2 Josai pieces. I'm sure I read more, but I don't know what they were. One Josai piece. One Josai piece was a piece between a chick getting married to some lord, and he didn't treat her well. He didn't barely talk to her. He didn't spend the first night together. She was isolated in the castle. She ends up, her brother comes to take her home. He then throws her out and rapes her so they can't be parted. And
Can I help you? See you later. I can't loot that.
oh, my freaking arm. Oh, someone's wanting help with the plea. The Nagina over here. Nope. I don't really want to go back up there. Sorry. Just finished it. I really don't want to go back up there. I'm sorry. Yeah, he mistreats her, and then when she's going to be taken away, he instead rapes her. And he's going to turn into, as far as I can gather from the piece, he's going to be the male lead of it. So, you know, the dude you're expected to cheer for. Fucking days. Please stop, I'm trying to camp on it. Heal me, please. God damn it. Fuck! But yeah, he mistreats her, he isolates her, he doesn't spend the first night with her. There's little contact between them. And then the moment she's going to be taken away because she does not want to stay in this place and be isolated for who knows how long at this point, like any longer, he then rapes her. And he's going to turn into the romantic lead and you're meant to like him at some point, when no. then flip side, the other side I saw Josai was a romance between, I think the guy was an office worker, or maybe the girl was office worker that streamed in her spare time. But she, um, Josiah, he didn't, he knew she was a streamer. She didn't know that he knew, and he's rather nervous in actually talking to her or approaching her. And it seemed pretty fine, honestly. Their meeting point was kind of a coffee shop that they both mutually went to. She was, I'm not really sure how to describe her. She fucked up some social interaction at one point, and it was very over the top all over the place. He just found it cute. She found it incredibly embarrassing. It's just like, I can never go back there again. But she goes back there again. Um, it seems cute enough, you know? Seems just a romance centered around adults, and doesn't seem particularly disgusting. So, but I can never be sure how long that lasts, you know? I'll be surprised if the thing is still here. Surprised if I can get it. Eh, not that great. But, so yeah, my opinion of Josai is a little more temperamental, you know? So, a lot of romance aimed at women does go like that. That's why if you want to see female-orientated female-aimed romance, you're probably better at reading shoujo rather than josei. Or if you're going to read stuff aimed at women, find something wrote by a guy. It's probably going to be safer. Remember one person I followed on Twitter was joking you could actually tell if it was wrote by a guy or not based on whether or not there was rape in it. And, you know, you're meant to like the rapist. Also, when I used the term good rape before, it's just like, fuck. I don't actually think it is good, but it's just like, you see a rapist in a piece and they're evil, they're bad, they're a terrible person. But in somebody's work, you see a rapist in a piece and it's like, you're meant to cheer for him. You know, and it's just like, no, I kind of want to drown him in the toilet. You know? But, it's, you know, they just like overlook what he just did and or champion it. You know, it's just like, great. The fuck. So yeah, just like their first sex scene in 50 Shades is rape, but it's just, you know, she climaxed, so it's fine. It hurts my head. So, I thought this place leaded. Oh wait, I never actually finished with here. If I run, I think this guy's grinding here. Okay, the little bit I've seen of the settlement, didn't see anything up top. couldn't you be like the other guys and just like hover, be there invisible and menacing, but never actually appear? Oh god. Okay, these guys don't do physical damage, they do elemental damage. I just hope I was coherent in what I was saying. That's part of the reason why I kind of repeated myself, because I felt like I wasn't coherent. But yeah, it just... the fuck? Um... SOD North Dale. Okay. Lost Honor. Yeah, it's in the lake. And it's the water on Banner. Hmm. Okay. Oddly does physical damage.
I can't cast that yet.
And just be clear, like, if you're into something, I'm not shaming you for being into it. It's just kind of more of a... I'm just irritated at the lack of honesty about it. It's just like, yeah, if it does it for you, it does it for you. Just trying to pretend the apple's an orange just pisses me off. It really, like, itches my brain. And just for my own personal tastes, like, when I'm reading a story, I like the characters to be halfway likable. Like, when I was saying about that Boys Love thing where the guy threw a fucking strop. Oh, here it is. He was just a fucking obnoxious. I couldn't take him seriously if he's gonna be like that. So, yeah. Personal taste. Okay, I do believe the drowning dad. Swim speed reduced by 20%, agility decreased by 15%. You'll be fine. No, I just feel awkward for going on there. Just sometimes when I'm speaking, I feel like, well, sometimes I get annoyed or impassioned about the topic, and that's fine. But then I start cycling and going around in circles. Part of it's just simply because I feel like I'm not making my point well enough. I can't remember what I've said. I feel like, oh, if I just say it once more, you know, whatever. So I end up kind of circling. Like this twister. But yeah, it's not the best, but something I kind of fallen to do it. Part of me feels like, oh, I should mark it and do this, this, and this. But I don't want to do so. Because if I mark it, then it's yet another bit to check, and I've a couple of hundred bits to check. As is, you know? Reduce by or reduce to? Reduce by 30%. Chance to hit. I already have too much to check and too much to do, so I really don't want to do that. But anyway. Thought that one, those huge fronds there, was a weird enemy. Crypt Slayer. Can't fuck with the cauldrons over here for some reason.
It's too far away.
There's no quests to do cauldron runs here. I don't know why. It's kind of strange. Make such a big deal about it in the other playgons. 60 weeks. Protection of Kel'Thuzad. Oh, so the whelp survived. Would you look at that? He's found a new master to follow like a good little dog. Like the good little dog he is. Fortunate for you, have no time to waste on distractions like yourselves. Run along now. At least my pets find you. They're ever so hungry, you see.
Hey there. Be careful.
It seems that we found a quarry, but he seems to be out of our reach. Discover a way to reach him so that we may strike.
Have a good one. See you around.
These vile necromancers and their tricks, it's disgusting. Must find a way to break through the barrier protecting Arcanos to end him. Many the cult of the damned and scourged spellcasters are known to carry a variety of fell implements and foci of dark magic. Perhaps some of the nearby shadow mages or dreadweavers may have something that we can use to penetrate the shields.
Have a good one.
Actually, speaking of like characters that were repugnant, I remember seeing a alternative one. Oh, it's a Felrus. A different one.
I need to get closer.
Um, like I was saying in the male case, raping a dude. I remember seeing one where a chick falsely accuses a guy of it. Ooh, nice. Backpack something. Of rape. And has him dragged away by police. And then she turns back time. And is then like, I own you. Thing is, she actually likes him. They have a history together, though he doesn't seem to remember her. And she tries to build a relationship off of this as their, to him, first conversation. And it's just like, the fuck? To a lot of people that I've seen talking about it, she was like, no.
That spell. That spell isn't ready. Still charging.
Like, I think she doesn't just have him dragged away. I think she visits him in jail before turning time back. Thing is, he remembers it all. No one else does, but he does. Um, Basically, he got to see how her magic works. So, yeah. And I suppose he's saying, like, I at least have to make the character likable. That's just for me to like it. If you want to have a story, a certain way or whatnot, then you are well within your rights to do it that way. I just won't be watching it. And if I do end up stumbling onto it and whatnot, I'll just close it and move on, and maybe bitch a little about it because it's just like, oh god. But I'm not actually demanding they change it. I'm just disappointed I didn't find another thing that I liked. Because I know in some of these cases, like, I like the something about it, Something about it actually did it for me, but, it was the straw that broke the camel's back, so I'm just kind of disappointed about it.